Hi, I'm Kevin Hill, and today we're going to do another fun painting. So let's get started. We'll start off today with a 2-inch brush and a little bit of yellow, red, and white. And I'm going to come right here to the center and drop in a beautiful glow. Now maybe today we're going to do something very, very different. Something we haven't done before. I think we're going to do a little city. Maybe the city's kind of on the water. And, all the colors, they'll be reflected down into the water. I think it'll be very nice. So, just doing something fun and different today. There. I'm going just below the center here. I don't want to have the city right in the middle. Have it lower on the horizon. Next, with some red, black, and blue, I'm going to drop in a beautiful night sky up here. Maybe this is either, it's maybe like sunset or some light from the sun that's already set, or it's part of the city lights. Maybe it's a little bit of both. But anyway, I just want a dark sky up here. And we may put a couple stars up there or something, but we may not. We'll just see how it goes. And this is water, so everything you do up here, you got to put it down there too. There. And I have just a tint of red up here, just so I won't get any kind of green in the sky, just in case. Sometimes the black and the yellow can make green. Next, I'll pick up a little bit of black, blue, and red on the 3/4 inch brush. And I'm going to go ahead and paint in some nice buildings back here. This brush is good because it kind of has this sharp chisel edge, and you can just very quickly get all your nice lines in there. And I did a quick little line with my brush there when I was painting in the sky, just so I could see where I wanted my city to stop. There. And do different size and shapes of buildings. And keep them nice and dark. They're kind of silhouetted back here. And then gently reflect them in the water. Now I'm just continuing to block in this area with dark colors. Mostly just black. And you really don't have to worry about it too much. You can make whatever kind of buildings that you want. Because they're all very different and the angles can be different. It's nice and fun. There. I do like this very dark mass of black here at the base because we're going to have lights and stuff at the bottom. It'll give us great contrast. There. And you see I've got this big pocket of light and dark that goes in and out like that. That little pocket of space there. That kind of helps keep your eye in the middle. And I might have him a little more solid out here. There. Now with our liner brush, some yellow and white, but it's not thinned down at all. I'm going to just drop in some beautiful lights down here. Now at the horizon, I want there to be a lot of lights. And then on the buildings, I'm going to be a little more careful. See, on the buildings, I'm going to, let's start with this one that's so big. Just going to drop in the little lights. Maybe this building's, we're seeing a perspective on the building. It's not just like straight on. So you got to think about that. Not all the lights are going to be on. Now I've decided to try something different here on this building. I went ahead and I painted black over it again. And I'm going to take the 3/4 inch brush this time. So I want to see I want to play around. I want to see if I can get some different looking windows. Maybe this building, I felt like it was too much, it was too polka dot looking. Looked like it was just covered in polka dots, and I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. So I'm going to try something different. What if it has like long, skinny windows or something like that? There. See, I like the effect of that better. So you can kind of just play around with stuff like that. And I'm just continuing. Now one thing that's very important to talk about here is the horizon. It does not have to be straight, but it does have to be level. So I don't really want it sloping. But see, I can have it come down because the shoreline is obviously not perfectly straight and flat like somebody cut it with a knife or something. No, it's got a lot of different things happening. And you're gonna have to wipe your brush every time you reload Let me put a little red into that. There. Lots of lights down here. And I haven't really talked about the light reflection, but you are going to need to reflect some of the lights in the water. Now, I may jump back to the liner brush. I'm just trying different things because, as you know, we don't paint a lot of cities. In fact, never really paint cities. So I'm trying different things, trying to give you the best ideas and tips that I have as I'm figuring them out on my own here. There we go. Maybe, oh, I don't know, maybe we want just a little color. Now I just figured something out. You see these lights? They've got a nice fuzzy edge around them. So what I did to make that, you see they were like this before, very hard. So I cleaned off my brush, and then watch this. You just take them and sort of move them. Wipe the brush and just smudge them a little. See that? And depending on how much paint down, that'll cause the smudge to be bigger or brighter depending on the color. Let me do that here. And also I just was able to grab some of this and just lift it right up. There. So that softens them. Okay, so now you have your little, let me do one more over there. So now you have your little soft area. Put your lights over the soft areas. See that? You can do whatever pattern you want. And that kind of gives you a beautiful little effect. Now we can go ahead and think about some reflections of these lights in the water. The reason I didn't want to do this while I was putting in the lights is, I changed my mind so many times. Would have been silly to, to repaint the reflections many, many times. Instead, I recommend you kind of just wait till you're happy with the light layout, then just take a little bit of them and drag them right down. The ones on the shore seem to be easier because you can really just load a little bit of the color on there and then just use some of the existing paint on the canvas and just pull it down. That works pretty well. There. And you're going to need to use a light touch because this is wet. And you'll create a muddy mess if you're not careful. It's a light touch. Now, one thing that I noticed in a lot of cities, I was looking at photos of cities, when they're right up against the water like this, there's sometimes some dark. I'm going to put this dark. There's like a dark dividing line. And that really, number one, it looks nice for contrast purposes for the art, but it's really there, at least in a lot of them that I looked at. There. It separates the water from the land. Now we can go ahead and just drop on some reflection here to the buildings. This is going to be very soft. Just don't get carried away. And I'm just very lightly touching and then dragging. Touching and dragging. Not too much paint on the brush. The only reason you're able to get the colors to come off without mixing is because we underpainted with such little paint. There, see, very little in the water because I don't want much texture. Not only can we use the texture to make the paint brighter, see, the more paint you put on, the brighter it'll be. But also, by having them a little bit softer, less texture down here in the reflection, it makes it look more like water. Just kind of a little extra bonus. So use the texture to your advantage. Don't fight it. Maybe kind of, there, something a little bit like that. Just loosely mimics the shape above it. Now with a soft gray color, I just want to put in a couple of stars up in the sky. Now maybe in normal cities, stars don't show up too well. So we don't want to put too many. Just a few here and there. It's more of an artistic thing. I just think it supports the painting, fills in the sky. That way it's a little more balanced. I don't want to get them down too low. All right, just a few, not too many. And maybe you choose like 2 or 3 to be just a hair more prominent and just maybe go over them again. Maybe even wipe your brush out and and give them a little blur, a little blend in the wet paint. Just drag them. There. Now the last thing we want to do here is just very carefully add in a couple more lights. These are green. We might just hit a blue one here and there too. These are so faint and so hard to see. I just want to add the tiniest bit of detail as far as the different colored lights. That's it, just a few. Then quickly throw them in the water. There. All right, well, I think we're done. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Don't forget to check out my website, my DVDs, and also my brush line. And thanks for watching.